So it really doesn't matter whether it is a Bengali, whether it is a Marathi, or whether it is a Hindi.
Sure.
Little larger than life. So films like Bahubali, time when we know that Mr. Bachchan, when he was like Diwar and Zanjeer time, South film, then we must say that it's a Punjabi film also.
Yeah.
Or maybe we should say it's a Bengali film also. Different kind of a cinema, but people have enjoyed it.
Yes.
People have watched it, they liked it. So I think that honesty has to be there in cinema.
Hello to everyone who's watching us on Mamaraazzi. This is Amar, and today I'm joined by the exceptionally talented Prosenjit Chatterjee. Hello, sir. How have you been?
I'm good. I'm traveling and yeah, little hectic, but
Yeah.
yes, I'm enjoying.
Hectic fun.
Yeah.
So, you're in Bombay. Let me start by asking, what is your favorite thing about Bombay?
Pav Bhaji.
Mumbai. Sorry.
Mumbai, Pav Bhaji.
Pav Bhaji.
Yeah, beach.
Yeah.
That's our place where we used to run, play.
Bilkul.
And yes, when we do our little morning walk, we go to the beach.
Okay.
So, yes, and not enjoyable is the traffic.
Yeah, definitely. What is your one tradition? आप तो इतने सालों से आ रहे होंगे. So, what is that one thing which you always do जब भी आप मुंबई आते हो तो? Or at least try to do.
I try to spend some time in the sea beach.
Okay.
And बॉम्बे आने से मेरे को लगता है कि I should go in one particular park, I must say, which is in Jew Corner with that plane.
Okay.
Because when we were kids, we used to always play there. It
Wow.
gives me a huge nostalgia.
Yeah.
thing.
बचपन की
Yeah,
यादें.
yes, बचपन की यादें तो बहुत अच्छा लगता है.
बिल्कुल.
And it
Definitely.
has not changed much.
Oh wow. That's a rare thing.
The slide, the plane,
Hmm.
artificial plane, that's all are there same.
That's wonderful क्योंकि अब everything changes after
Yeah.
10 years. You debuted as a child actor in the Rishikesh Mukherjee directorial Choto Jigyasa in 1968.
Yeah.
And I read that you also won an award for it.
Yeah, I
First
won
film.
a lot of awards.
Yeah. So do you remember anything back in the time? How was the vibe on the sets, or was it all an autopilot thing for you, or were you just following a director, or it was just like a job for you?
Yeah, well, I was around 4.5, 5 years, and when Choto Jigyasa happened, it was my father's production.
Correct.
And honestly speaking, if you ask me, the remembrance of that particular shoot is not there with me. I was too young.
Yeah.
But ऐसा होता ना कि if you hear a lot of stories of that particular time, you start believing that yes, these are the things. So I came to know that I used to come on set and say that let's start our shooting khela.
Correct.
That kind of a thing.
Bilkul.
And of course, I mean, there are still those assistant camera departments. So there used to be meters that time, small meters.
Okay.
So that time they used to come and see the lights metering those things. So I used to think that those are Cadbury's or chocolate, and I used to go and try to eat it. So that kind of a thing. But honestly, Choto Jigyasa is something I don't know, but I got a lot of awards for that.
Definitely.
And it was one of the very interesting subject, I must say.
बिल्कुल. So वो movie हो गई, then you also must have like gone back into your normal childhood. But does going on a film set, उसके बाद that inclination towards being an actor, वो एक हमेशा से रह गई क्या? कि वो आपको लगा कि यार now while growing up, obviously तब भी आप बहुत छोटे थे. But did that leave any impact as?
Yeah, I mean, after Choto Jigyasa, I got a lot of offers as child actor. My family, especially my mom. My mom really didn't allow me to do any kind of a child actor character.
Okay.
So I think that was again a blessing. That was a blessing that I grew. I had seen industry. I did my theaters. I did my education. Then I started working as a theater actor also.
Yeah.
And then slowly I came to film and cinema, and I took it very seriously. But it has nothing to do with Choto Jigyasa. I might have gone to a doctor or engineer or something else. But yeah, maybe at a certain time when I started understanding, so my first thing was like I used to direct plays. So something which is related with entertainment, I used to really enjoy.
Yeah.
Then I started, practicing dance, fight, action, all of those.
बाकी layers खुलते गए.
Correct.
And now, more than 4 decades.
Yes.
In the industry, you are a superstar, and you have worked in so many industries, so many languages. आपने इतना काम किया है, but the lot of that chunk belongs to Bengali cinema. I'm sure the offers must be flooding throughout while you're working from Hindi or from any other region of the industry. So, but you have done very credible, like you have done selective work, which left an impact, which have aged very well. Was that a conscious choice that you wanted to rise in prominently in one particular industry and own it?
Yes, I mean, I think for any kind of an actors, if you do certain language cinema
Ji.
and you are busy with it and you have a lot of things to give, because you see, end of the day, it is deliver, right? You have to deliver.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter whether it is a Bengali, whether it is a Marathi, or whether it is a Hindi.
Correct.
So your effort is the same.
Correct.
And I really became so busy. That's the reason maybe I've been working for 40 years around. I've done 348, 49 films. So there used to be a time that I think in the year 90s end, 22 films got released in 1 year. So I really didn't get breathing time also to think about all those. I was too young. But when it came to a very different kind of a cinema, but yeah, of course I did Andhya with Mamaraazzi and Shatruji was there.
Yes.
That was David.
That was your debut.
Yeah. So, and that also happened like I was shooting for a Bengali film called Pehla-ji.
Bilkul.
And Pehla-ji was a roving producer at that time.
Yeah.
So, Pehla-ji ne bola, tu ek Hindi picture kyun nahi karta? I said, no, let's do it. Like, I never, I will say, focused into it. I didn't get time to focus it out.
You must be shooting for 5, 6 shifts.
Yes, 5, 6 shifts a day normally. So I didn't get really time. But you know, now when I did Divakar's Shanghai, I enjoyed it. And then of course my Jubilee. Yeah. So again, a new platform, new debut. And working with this new age director, it's a fantastic.
And what a debut! I love Jubilee. I have watched it thrice abhi tak, and lockdown mein dekhi thi, and it was a treat to watch. It's one of a kind. Abhi jaise when you were saying it, I completely agree that ये जो division है, especially in the field of art and cinema, इतना हो गया है आजकल in the conversations कि ये हिंदी film industry है, ये वो film industry, ये South है, वो एक packaging के साथ आती हैं चीजें. But I don't think there should be any division because ultimately we are representing India. Why do you think it happens so predominantly that people are always dividing it like a South film? Why?
I don't know why, but as you said very rightly in all my interviews, what I say, we do language cinema. It's not regional cinema also, it's a language. And if we produce the largest number of cinema, it can be from Gujarat, it can be from Marathi, from Bengal, to Kannada, Tamil, Telugu. So end of the day, we are producing Indian cinema, right? So, yeah, I mean, we say South film, then we must say that it's a Punjabi film also.
Yeah.
Or maybe we should say it's a Bengali film also. And I'm very proud that even today, when it goes to an international market, it's been represented by 3 names, which is Sen, Ghatak and Ray.
Correct.
You can't deny that. So they are the
OGs.
Yeah. So it is been years.
Yeah, definitely.
So we have a legacy of our own, and we try to focus on that area. But if of course South films are also, you know what, I always believe that if you talk about, people are talking about a pan-Indian film right now. But if you see, I'm sure you know about it, long back, 2 directors, whom I am a huge fan of, Mr. Maniratnam sir, and of course my friend late Ritumal Ghosh. But when long back when they did, one was Roja and another one was Chokadwali.
Yes.
But they haven't done a film for Pan India. They have just
made a film.
Made 2 films.
With an honest art.
And those 2 films have been watched by all over.
Language is not a barrier there.
So I think, yes, the film ultimately is the honesty. This is the kind of cinema 12 films have been like. It's a different kind of a cinema, but people have enjoyed it. People have watched it, they liked it. So I think that honesty has to be there in cinema.
Definitely. When you say
whatever language it
is. Yes. And when you say Mani Ratnam's Rosa and Mani Ratnam's, they'll say
I'm a huge fan of Mani Ratnam.
Abhi ye jo term abhi aa rahe hain pan India, they have been doing it kab se?
long back.
Definitely. So now in this whole long career, now also when you select a project, what's your mind space like? Are there any negotiables or are there any set of non-negotiables ki agar ye hai to I'm not doing the project? Or has this changed during the course of the year with your experience?
I don't know. I think it was never there. For me, yeah, again, the phase-wise, there was a time when the mainstream factor was to be very important, that box office. And box office means I have done so much of jubilees.
Yes, definitely.
So we used to have silver jubilee, golden jubilee, platinum jubilee. The film which had changed my career was Almost Shongi, which ran for 75 weeks.
Yeah.
So the important part was how to give entertainment.
Yes.
So at a certain time when I decided very calculative way that I will give up this space to my younger generation, which I declared, and I want to move out into a different space, which I did with honesty, and I got all the new age directors to work with.
Yes.
And audience also had new experience.
Bilkul.
So that keeps me moving, you know.
Yeah.
And I think I'm enjoying this particular time.
Definitely. I think when an actor also decides consciously that I'll do something which is also very age appropriate to me, they sometimes excel more than how they were flourishing
and
before.
exactly that's what happening with me at least.
Definitely. Now, I want to ask you about something about Bengali cinema. I might not be knowing a lot about it. जैसे हिंदी यहाँ पर जो movies बनती हैं, there are a lot of things which are prevalent in the industry. Ki people talk a lot about nepotism or favoritism, or they'll talk about actors, male actors taking such a huge amount as their paychecks that the people who are working on the sets are not getting money, but these actors get almost 80% of the whole budget. So I wanted to ask you, if you talk about Bengali cinema, what are the topics of concern there? What are the troubling points or the points of an issue?
I have really no like I will say that not only for Hindi cinema. Anywhere you do cinema, even if it's a Hollywood,
correct,
everybody has to get their own dues, and which they deserve. That's very important, right? And if you deserve something, there should be a time when we know that Mr. Bachchan, when he was like Diwar and Zanjeet time, of course he deserves some kind of a I'll say bonus, because he was giving that return.
He brings that to the box office.
Yeah, right. So, but it is not that other people also get. If a star really starts working, even for the newcomers, if they start working and people start, so it is not only him; it's the entire industry is moving with it. So for Bengali cinema or for any other regional cinema, I think that becomes very important. That it's not one person; it has to be a lot of technician gets work. As industry grows, everything grows, right? So I was more of into that journey individually. That it's not me. If I have to move forward and see that I get benefited, then my industry also should be benefited.
Wow.
And that's the reason I think after even 40 years, if you ask anybody, they will say that he's just not a star for us. He's like an elder brother to us. So
the goodwill.
Yeah. You need to see the entire growth of your industry. So I think that's the way all the regional industry works, and even Bombay works in that way, I believe.
Okay. But I'm not talking about you, but in your personal experience, have you seen something which is unfair and uncalled for, which has happened there, when you have raised a voice and said, this is definitely not
I have raised the voice many times, but that's mostly for the technicians, mostly, and sometimes from the actors, which is a regular thing, but it is not something which shouldn't be done. There are sometimes, as a small issues which comes on our way for the, producer stands that this is what we want to do. Actor stands, this is something which we want to do.
Correct.
So I always stood as a bridge. And I made it a point it has to be settled. And it should move forward.
Definitely.
But not of this kind of a thing where, sometimes it happens, but it's like a family, so we are.
You'll nurture it.
Yes.
Now talking about pan-India films, I read it and I saw it in an interview कि आजकल क्या होता है, अगर एक ट्रेंड आता है तो मेकर्स उसको तब तक बनाते रहते हैं जब तक उसको निचोड़ ना लें कि एवरीथिंग वुड बी डन इन दैट वे. इतना बनाएंगे दैट पीपल विल गेट बोर्ड समडे. So now this pan India films का ट्रेंड है, and now comparisons are being made कि साउथ फिल्म इंडस्ट्री से ही pan India films निकलती हैं. So what is your take about it? Do you think whenever some trend comes, सिर्फ वही बनता रहता है that ऐसी एक फिल्म 10 हो जाएंगी रिलीज के लिए रेडी एंड देन पीपल लूज देयर इंटरेस्ट?
You see, interest is it's like. Can you just tell me after Sholay,
Yeah.
which was a huge success?
Yeah.
There was a film just after Sholay was Shan.
Shan. Yes.
Right? It was a huge big cast.
Shammi Kapoor.
And
Yeah,
Shashi
but
Kapoor.
Shashi Kapoor, sorry,
Yeah.
not Shammi.
So it was a same director's film, and Ramesh ji was one of the fantastic directors.
Definitely.
But Shan was a hit film,
Yeah.
but was not a Sholay.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So it is not the question of interest. You know, audience, I'm telling you, just before pandemic, I'm sure you know, that there was certain kind of cinema, which people were saying that these are the mainstream cinema. Right?
Yeah.
Somebody was saying it's a multiplex film.
Yeah.
एक एक नाम देते.
Correct.
It's everywhere same.
Yeah.
It's not Hindi
बनता
and
है.
all. Yeah. This kind of a cinema is working. This is a multiplexes film. This film used to be parallel film. तो एक नाम देते थे and वो काम कर रहे थे. Yeah.
Films, yes.
Yeah. So, but again, after pandemic, people wanted to watch bigger films, little larger than life.
Yeah.
So films like Bahubali.
Yeah. Escapism cinema.
Yes. So yeah. So I think with my little bit of experience, every 10 to 12 years, whether it is cinema, whether it's music, people like to see something which is different.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a comedy.
Yeah.
But again, I'm saying, if the film is honest, nothing can stop it.
Very true.
Right. So maybe the audience will be a little less, but there will be an audience.
Yeah.
And you have to also understand, if you make a huge big film, whether it is in South, whether it is in Bombay also.
Correct.
So your recovery also becomes big, but your spending is also big. But somebody is making a very niche film
Yeah.
within a budget, and it's been watched maybe in 30% of that big film. But that is also super hit, because in that level it's a hit, because the spending is
scale
less.
Yeah, so, bilkul. Have makers come to you, produce films also? Have makers come to you in Bengali cinema that, okay, now ye hai script, ye hai idea, you have to make a pan India film for Bengali cinema? Have people approached you for that?
I don't know. You know, believe me, this. How can you make a pan India film?
Yeah.
I'm not very sure about it.
Yeah.
For us, it's like do an honest film.
Yeah.
And pan Indian film करने के लिए जो चाहिए,
बिल्कुल,
वो हमारा मतलब maybe we will do.
Yeah.
Surely we will do. But I think none of these directors who are working right now, and they are all very popular directors.
Correct.
उनके नाम पे हाउसफुल होता है.
Correct.
There are few directors. I have interacted with all of them. They never thought of in that way. So yeah, nobody had come. Maybe while doing a film, we can decide right now that अच्छा ये film की subject बहुत अच्छा है. इसमें roots हैं. इसी कांतारा.
Yeah. Oh
Kantara haven't thought of to make the film for a pan India. It
Definitely.
was a film.
And I have not met anyone who has not seen Kantara.
Right? So it's again, I'm saying Kantara was not done to be a.
Yeah, it was the main
was an
idea was not
honest
that.
film.
Definitely.
It turned out to a
What it
revelation,
became.
right?
Sure.
So cinema, you can't predict which film will turn out to a.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Now I will again take you back into time. You have worked with Aishwarya Bachchan in that film called Chokhe Bali. I think it was her debut in that language.
Bengali film, of
yes,
course. Yeah.
And
I think she had done only one film.
Yeah, but she was rising on her way to glory. So I wanted to
But
ask.
she was in top.
Yeah,
when did
she
in
was
Chokhe Bali,
touted to be one of the topmost female superstars. Any fond memories from the sets and of while working with her? And
no, she was very good.
Yeah.
She was very sweet, and we still meet sometime. Abhishek is a very, very. I'll say he's one of the sweetest boy I have met.
Definitely.
He's very affectionate, very nice, both of them. And of course, I was discussing that me and Ritu, we have done a lot of film. Ritu Pondo Ghosh, I'm talking about.
Yes.
But we were like friends, but we used to fight on sets. And Ash used to say, and in Bengali, we used to get mithai and kachori and all in the morning in the set. She used to eat all those stuff and say, you are topmost hero, topmost director, why you are fighting all day? But when you go on set, it's like something magic happens.
Bilkul.
So, and she was very nice. Every moment was wonderful. We had a lot of very, I would say, bold scenes and very emotional impact scenes. But as Ritu was there on the set, everything was very easy. Yeah.
They say, best friendships mein ladaiyan to hoti hain, otherwise it's not
bilkul,
true.
bilkul.
And I've also heard about Aishwarya that she's a very well-raised person to start with.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Another actress, Bipasha, who also made her Bengali cinema debut with you in the film called Shop Charitra Kalpanik. And the film was directed by the iconic Rituparna Ghosh. The movie aged very well.
That was Reliance's first film.
Oh, yeah?
As a production.
Oh, wow.
And that got national award.
Oh, yeah, it did. So what are your memories from that film and about Rituparna, sir?
Ritu to he was a magician.
Yes,
and Bipasha was very good in the film. And I personally feel that she looked amazed in the film.
Definitely.
She looked amazed.
Yes.
And I think that is the magic Rituparna Ghosh always, whether it is Aishwarya.
No one had seen her in that.
So, and she was so good in the film. She has done a lot of Hindi films,
correct,
which are very good. But everybody, says that Bipasha means this kind of a role.
Yes, definitely.
But she was a housewife, a very simple kind of a character, and she did so well in the film. And I think I've worked with a lot with Manisha, Bipasha, even with the big actresses or actors, or even myself. When we come on the set, the directors like Rituparna Ghosh and all, we become students. Like, you have to give them that space. Even Ajay and Ash did Raincoat with Ritu.
What a film.
I think we, as an actor, we try to take the best. This is a moment for us. We don't every time get a director like him. So we really tried hard to get best. Everybody.
Definitely.
He's like master.
Yeah. When you were saying this, I just remember one interview of one very famous actor. He was saying that even at 80, I have to be a student. I have to learn every day.
Absolutely.
I cannot take.
I always say I'm a student of cinema.
Yeah, definitely.
Every moment you have to learn.
Now your next film, which has released, Ajogyo, has Rituparna Gupta in it, and for the 50th time, you guys have worked together in 50 films. I don't think किसी भी एक pairing ने 50 films साथ में किया. I'm sure it's a record. So I have to ask you about the first film which you did with her. What has changed? What has remained the same? And what is the new feeling every time you work with her?
Yeah, it was a wonderful journey to work with Ritu for the last 30 years. And we had worked around 50th film, which just got released on 7th of June and is doing. Ajogyo is a big, successful,
and great reviews.
Great reviews. We are very fortunate that we have worked again with Kaushik Ganguly. Again, I will say he's one of the finest director from our country, in fact, I will say. So we were blessed, and it was not a very easy journey because we have to understand that in between we have not worked in 14 years around.
Okay.
So officially we worked around 15 years. And in 15 years to do 50th film is not a joke.
Obviously.
So there was a time when we used to do mainstream cinema. My first meeting with Ritu was in Chennai. In AVM studio. I was doing a film called Nag Panchami. And it was Suhagrat scene. I've seen a new girl. I've not met her.
For the first time.
First time, and it was a Suhagrat romantic scene. But that time I was already established. So it was a bit pressure for her.
Bilkul.
I'm sure, and she always tells that. She always tells that this man has taught me a lot of things. So while working, basically this pair, we can't do anything. It is the audience, right? So audience had taken us so seriously. They have given us so much of love. And the film, I mean, there was a time when producers used to say that they are Lakshmi. This pair is Lakshmi for us. So the kind of responsibility, day by day we were, and at the same time we went on Utsav set, where Rituparna is directing both of us. So everything put together, we, not maybe day one, at a certain point of time, we understood that this responsibility has to be taken very seriously.
Yes, yes.
So I think we worked very professionally, you
Hmm.
know. Yeah, पहले नाचा, गाना, romance. अभी गाना भी कैसा करना है? How we dress up, how we
बिल्कुल.
compose,
Because
how
of
we
that
give the new
responsibility.
steps
Yes.
to get that massy audience.
Yes.
Every film we had to give us something new.
Yeah, and reinvent.
Yeah, and yeah, after 14 years, when we came with Prakton, by that time I became just not a star or hero or romantic hero. I created my own brand. We also had done the same thing.
बिल्कुल.
So I think when we came on screen, it was more of a mature actresses coming together. But that magic of
And
hero heroine pair
yes, and
haven't
the
gone.
reunion always.
Yes, and that worked magically.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
can
like
imagine.
Prakton and Vrishtikon, and then it's our Ojogo. So we're blessed that the Ojogo was a very risky day. It was just the day when 7th June.
Yeah.
I think the Prime Minister was taking the oath, and next day it was India-Pakistan match.
Oh, okay.
So it was a huge, risky day, but
I think the honesty one.
the honesty and the love of audience.
Yeah.
That's it.
बिल्कुल.
We have to be honest to the audience.
Definitely. What do you think has remained the same throughout these 50 films with her? What has not changed a bit?
Well, for Ritu, of course, the time sense is very bad. Yes, he's not at all punctual, and I'm very punctual. So that hasn't changed a lot. But yeah, she also had done a lot of. You see, I think for both of us, the common factor is that being a hardcore mainstream actor or actresses, she had done the whole again with Ritu and got national award again with Aparna Sen.
Yes.
So she also went on doing, not thinking that something will affect me
Or stop. Yeah.
So we have done, like me also doing Utsav or Chokerwali or a film with Gautam Gaur. So I think that has given us the strength to cater to this new audience.
Definitely.
Because today, if the film is doing big box office, it's not just the audience we had.
Yeah, it's a Gen Z.
It's a Gen Z audience.
Yes.
So we have to cater that.
Yes,
And we are
definitely.
loving it. They're loving it.
The curious filmy buff inside me wants to ask, have makers from Bollywood or from any other space have contacted you both for a film other than Bengali cinema?
Some of our film has been remade, but not in fact, not in Hindi. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay. And I have to talk about Jubilee. It has become timeless in such less time. I have watched it with my mother, I have watched it with my sister, and I love the songs. The sets, the aesthetics, everything was to the T. It was so good. And every project, I believe, every project or every movie teaches an actor something new about their craft in a good way. It surprises them that, oh, I can do this also. So after shooting Jubilee or after seeing Jubilee, what did you realize about your whole journey that, oh, I can do this as well as an actor? Or did Jubilee teach you?
To really make me, to give you this answer, I will rather say that I was really happy when, I think in all Vikram's interview, he said this is one character which when I started writing this character, it was Dada in my mind.
Yeah.
That of course gives me a lot of emotional, commitment towards my director.
Bilkul.
That's one. And number two, I'll tell you my Bengali audience or my Bengali media people who have been watching me for last 35, 40 years. Everybody said, we haven't seen Prosenjit in this avatar.
Yeah.
So you see, my body of work is not less. I've done everything.
Yeah.
But that Roy Babu,
that,
then also people, and especially,
it's a big deal.
And because you see, they think that I am their product, right? I am theirs.
Okay.
हक है मेरा. उसके ऊपर भी वो लिखना या बोलना that this is not the man we had seen. It's thanks to my writer, script writer, my director. They have made me, and I got a fantastic character.
Bilkul. It's a big win for an actor. Now, before we wind up this interview, can you shed light upon the films and the OTT series which are ready or which you are shooting for, which you'll be seeing this year?
Not much. I'm just shooting for Khaki.
Okay.
I can't say much right now,
I understand.
And so Khaki, of course, we are shooting in Bengal. It's Khaki 2, Bengal, and a lot of stars are there.
Yes.
A lot of actors are there. Bengali actors also.
Oh, it would be lovely
But I'm
to see you.
I'm enjoying that work. I'm shooting. In fact, I shot, and I'll be going back and shooting for them.
Superb.
And some more work is, I'm sure you will come to know very soon.
For sure, for sure. Thank you, Prosenjit.
Thank you
Sir,
so much.
Thank you for the lovely
Thank
time.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Prosenjit Chatterjee, and you are watching Mamaraazzi.